This video is going to show you how you can turn in your test review packet for the math section of your weekly SAT practice test. First, go to Google Classroom. You will have already received an email inviting you to the correct class. Once you're there, you can click into the class and go to Classwork. Every week, you will have to turn in a test review packet for both the math section and the reading and writing section. There are a couple different ways you can access a copy of the blank math test review packet. The first one is to simply use the test review packet that was provided for you in your backpack. You should have received 8 copies of the test review packet, and the math section starts on page 13. And you can just fill it out there. Or you can print out a blank one by going into Classwork and clicking on the math test review packet, and this PDF will pop up, and then you can just print it. We intentionally did not make the PDF fillable because we figured that for most people, it would be very difficult for them to type out triangles, graphs, or anything similar. So for simplicity's sake, we have simply made it so that you can print it out and do it all by hand. But regardless if you print out a soft copy or simply use the hard copy provided for you in your backpack, you'll be completing them in exactly the same way. First, you want to make sure that you put in the questions that you missed. So taking both sections 3 and 4, both the calculator and the non-calculator math section, total up all the questions that you missed and write it in here. So maybe it's 25 questions. And if there were some questions you didn't have time to get to, you want to put that as the number of questions omitted. Even if you missed no questions, or if you omitted no questions, please make sure that you write in 0 so that we can double check that you filled it out completely. Next, during class, while your teacher is reviewing the test, you'll be filling this in. So in the first column, it is simply just the section number, either section 3 or section 4, and then the number of the question you missed. So if you missed number 10 in section 3, you will write 3.10. And then in the second column, you will write the problem type. So there are 4 problem types given to you here. Your math teacher very well may give you more specific ones during class, in which case you will just do as the teacher tells you. And then finally, the most important part is the explanation. So for the math section, you need to have a 3-pronged explanation. First, clearly state how exactly it is that you made an error. How did you get the question wrong? Next, I want to explain the correct way of doing the question. And finally, the last step is to explain how you will make sure that you do not make that mistake ever again. So if there's a mental trick you can try, or to always try plugging in all the answers, whatever it may be, come up with an effective test strategy so you no longer make those kinds of errors. Finally, after you finish everything, so both for section 3 and 4, you're going to upload it. So for you to upload it, you're going to go back to the TCO2 Math TRP in Classwork, or if it's a different week, it will just be the form code of a different test. And when you view assignment, you will come here, and there will be a spot for you to upload your work in this top right corner. So for most of you, it will be easiest if you simply just take a picture of the math sections of your test review packet and upload them that way. Or if you have a scanner, we could do that as well. Please make sure that everything is clear, legible, and not blurry or dark. If there are any pages that we are unable to read, then we will ask you to resubmit the assignment so we can make sure that you did it all correctly. But otherwise, you simply add the file. And in this case, label it something like Math TRP TCO2. And make sure that you hit this upload button. If you forget to do that, it will not upload. And once it finishes uploading, this might take a minute, then you will turn in, it will ask you to confirm, and then you simply turn in your assignment. And if you go back to the courses, the classwork, you can always see what the due date is for each test review packet. And that's it for turning in your test review packet for the math portion of the SAT practice test.